Dumelang sanibonani thokozani khanya lesedi. Greetings over the diaspora to those who don't speak the languages that I do. Welcome again to this space on Stone Queer. We are doing true crime today. This is the podcast part of the space that we created when we're not doing the fun stuff or the spirituality stuff. Yeah, so here it is a bit mellow, it is a bit dark. But yeah, we giving light to cases in the queer community or under the radar cases or well-known cases, but cases that affect women mostly. But yeah, we will cover other cases and other cases that don't have to do with unaliving. But yeah, do welcome here. And today's case, we are covering the case of Eudy Simelane. It's a well-known case. Coverage has been done on this case. News articles globally, because she was also an icon in the activist space and in the football space. So yeah, before we get into anything, just a couple of content warnings as well as disclaimers, personal disclaimers from my end. Yeah, so before we start, this case will definitely be, yeah, it's on a heinous crime, it's on hate crime. It has themes of sexual assault. It's got themes of unaliving using a knife. It's got themes of loss of dignity, yeah, in totality. But from myself as well, can we just remember to be kind when we do this part? Yeah, the other stuff, we can go wild, we can invent a clock, we can tell Mundi, or whatever. But yeah, that's also not nice. But yeah, for these cases that we cover, can I ask the utmost respect, because these are people, as much as maybe you don't agree with their lifestyle or their choices or whatever it is, or why they led themselves there, if you feel they led themselves there, can we just be respectful? Remember that these are real people with real families, with real friends, with real people that knew them. And yeah, we are just a couple of strangers, or yeah, people who are sharing or having opinions on this. So let us, if it's not kind, let us just let it rest a little bit. Okay, so yeah, that's the content warnings and the disclaimers that I humbly ask. And from myself as well, I don't mean any disrespect, anything. If yeah, I feel like, or somebody feels like I'm stepping out of line, I hope I'm gonna cover these in the most dignified manner possible from my end. Okay, so let us get into today's case of Eudy Simelane. Eudy Simelane was born in 1977 to a mother, Mali, and a father, Khoto Simelane. And she also had a sibling, a brother, big brother, by the name of Bafana. So in this family, so a cute little family, little picket fence, you know, 2.5 children, mom, dad, yeah, except for obviously they're in the township. There's no picket fence, yeah, but these are issues that we cover on Wednesdays when we do guys at the concentration camp. Anyway, so Bafana, as a big brother, he took it upon himself, or his parents had advised him that, you know what, you need to take care of your sibling. Wherever you go, you need to take care of your sibling. And that is where now Eudy's love for football came along, because she tagged along with Bafana to these football practices and football games, and this is now from the age of 4. And then very interesting, so both the mother and the father were both athletes growing up. The father, when you see him, he's such a humble gent. He looks like a humble gent, dignified gent, you know. And yeah, the mom herself, you can see the love that she probably has for both her children, you know. And yeah, probably in a family, maybe Kista, we don't know, but yeah, so they were both athletes. The mom was also a soccer person, the dad was a soccer person, but the mom has said that she was quite active, you know, as an athlete, so all-rounder basically. So yeah, so for both for her children to be soccer people was not alarming, as she was hot on that or he loved that his children are soccer people, because he also was quite nifty on his feet back in the day. But now this is where Eudy's love starts now, when she's tagging along with her brother. And obviously in those days, yeah, the gender rules are so rigid and so strict that girls don't play soccer or whatever it is, you know. But yeah, as she grew, she showed commitment to the sport, whereas like if you're looking for her at 5 a.m. in Lini, you know, this is Kinakabadimo, but yeah, she's out there training. And I use the pronouns she and her because it is reported she was addressed by such pronouns. So yeah, so she would be go practice or go gym, you know, training for this sports that she so fell in love with, you know. And initially she was also a bit heavier, but by her engaging in soccer and just playing her heart out, she managed to shed weight a bit and became like one of the prominent players. So she was actually the first player from KwaThema Ladies, yeah. So it used to be called KwaThema Ladies Football Club, I guess. Creativity much, but yeah, back in the day there's not much room for, I guess, creativity. Just needed to make a stance for I'm of a female board or whatever it is, you know. Whereas even our national team, Banyana Banyana or Bafana Bafana, named after yeah, just to, I guess, solidify the gender of it, I guess. So KwaThema Ladies as a football team, they got to be known as later on as the Springs Home Sweepers, where now there were the likes of Janine van Beek. For those who are interested in soccer, know about soccer. So Janine van Beek was one of the first captains and one of the most capped football players in South Africa. So yeah, so it did produce a couple of stars, but Eudy was one of the, it was the first actually to come out of from the KwaThema Ladies. And yes, speaking of gender, so the mother did state that when she was pregnant with Eudy, she didn't know whether, yeah, because back in the day it was very, what's the word, yeah, like people would be jumping around for wanting to know whether you're having a boy, whether you're having a girl. Hence we have like little my gender reveal. But now y'all are going wild, y'all having what, baby sprinkles, and yeah, I saw some other thing that rich people do. But yeah, so the baby shower was centered around that. So she was initially going to be called Mpho, yeah, because yeah, it covers both the gendered names, I guess. Yeah, and by gendered we're referring to the binary that was still very prominent when in the years that she grew up. Yeah, so she was gonna be named Mpho. Then there's another name that I forgot at the moment, but her mom loved the name Eudy, so that's why she was called Eudy. Anyway, back to her soccer days. Yeah, so she was one of the first. She was the first player that opened that door for the ladies there in the East Rand. So KwaThema is a township in the East Rand, so the east of Johannesburg. So if you're going towards, yeah, say via the N12 going towards like Mpumalanga, yeah, so KwaThema is that region, and historically it's one of the regions where a lot of blood was spilled, you know, these little civil unrest and tribal wars and whatnot. So these are some of the areas where I feel South Africa as a whole, like a cleansing, you know, because so much blood was spilled, so much, yeah, energy, essing sharp, man, you know, which is behind, yeah, things that happened during the apartheid days and post-apartheid. And I feel that because our cleanser and our like some things, like Ibamko, come on, you know, we just are violent people, and historically, and us as a people, we are people so this violence is actually a bit foreign to us, you know. As much as there's other school of thoughts mobaring, we are savage and whatnot. Actually, no, we're not. We are batuba bama, you know. But anyway, yeah, we'll talk about colonial stuff on Wednesdays. Anyway, so yeah, so Eudy was quite popular in her township, in her neighborhood, you know, because she was also an activist. She's one of the people that were living out as a lesbian, no closet, formed against her. Oh yeah, so but KwaThema was quite also friendly, you know, when coming to people living their lifestyles, you know. So yeah, she was homies with these people, I guess, you know. She drank at the local bars, she played soccer, she was training for other junior teams because her main goal was to be a Lions person, well, a ref in the 2010 World Cup when, yeah, in South Africa when hosted the World Cup. Yeah, crazy times, fun times. But yeah, so the community was not that rigid when coming to people who are living their lifestyle. They were doing as Africans used to do back in the day and minded their own business, you know, and let people live the lives that they want to live. And yeah, we are loving each other, we're protecting each other. So like depicted in the friends that she kept as well. So she also had friends who were masculine, representing Zodwa and Pretty. Those were two of her close friends that were reported. They, yeah, growing up, they were referred to as tomboys, and as coming into age, yeah, they stopped gendering, yeah, because it is a designed concept. But yeah, they started dressing like what we'd consider as guys dress, so like they were more masculine representing, you know, scheme sale. And you know, yeah, at times you get the snide little remarks of, hey, let me show you a good time, or all you need is a good time, which still I have not wrapped my head around that. It's, yeah, for me it still does not make sense how say will convert a person. But anyway, yeah, and how you want to center, yeah, around things, or yeah, like, yeah, snide little remarks that you'd get in the township, you know, and how, yeah, but it wouldn't be like something major that would lead into unaliving of people, you know, unreported. Yeah, we don't know other reports, but yeah, so this is now obviously what, 90s, 2000s, yeah, because yeah, this heinous crime happened in 2008. Anyway, so yeah, so Eudy was quite a celeb, I guess, in her township and in the activist space, and now she's also giving back to the community because she's training for other junior teams, you know, like it's very still very committed to her passion. Then on the 27th of April, she unfortunately met her brutal end. 27th of April in 2008, where yeah, they were from the local hangout spots where Bashaipi or whatever it is they were doing there. And on their way home, it was in other reports, not widely reported, in other reports it's reported that she was with two other friends. From the names, they do sound like male friends. And yeah, these children, from what, an 18-year-old, 22-year-old, 23-year-old, 24-year-old. So these are children, you know. So these kids approached them, they wanted to rob them, and one of the guys was like, but Nienzani, what are you doing, you know? And yeah, like it just became so violent because I just feel like also with children, they don't know, like abana war, or what I used to say, hore, yeah, maybe the totis are back in the day when they steak you, there's some sort of skill to it, you know, versus these kids. And the East Rand, I've always said how the East Rand is so heightened with spiritual activity, you know, whether it's the Togoza stuff, Omakosi, whether it's the gangs, whether it's, yeah, extreme, like church, Lefeta church got 5, since Likena got 6, saying, like there's just a heightened spiritual activity there, you know, Ning Ning. I remember when I was living there in the East, there was a gang called the OVLs or whatever, which were a bunch of children, you know, or whether Kidi Satanists. It's just busy man in the East, you know. So obviously these guys not wanting to put themselves in danger and hoping that everybody manages to run away. They ran away hoping that Eudy had run away too, but no. They grabbed Eudy, they took money, they took her sneakers. Obviously, I'm assuming she would be a sneakerhead, being that she's in this sport. Took her sneakers, took her money, took her phone, her cellular device. And yeah, the one report says that one of these kids wanted to astrally assault her because she didn't have enough money or didn't have money. But because there's reports that money was taken, I'm assuming maybe it wasn't enough money or the money that he wanted. So he proceeded to astrally assault her, and yeah, after they stabbed her. So reports range from 9 stakings up until 27, but yeah, 27 would also denote it's usually where you'd find it with like crimes of passion. So yeah, because it's widely reported that it was 27 and 26 or whatever, but they did grievously steer her and now to further undignify her, whatever the opposite of dignify, they took off her clothing. So yeah, took off her clothing after all this horrible thing that they did to her. And now the next day, the 28th, the next day the next day the brother is passing by because he was off that day. So it's passing by, you know, when you know how I always say the dots connect backwards kind of thing. So that was a moment for him where he actually passed the scene where his sister, or there was commotion regarding the body of his sister being found. He passed it in a taxi, and somebody had said to him, hinted to him, "Horaiman, when are you okay?" You know, because they don't want to be alarming anybody. "Are you okay?" And he's like, "I man, kick range," you know. And then the second time, he passed the same spot the second time, going backwards now, and going to, I think, a family member, where now they told him this news that, hey, your sister is no more. And yeah, and it destroyed him that he passed the spot twice, you know, without being cognizant. This is now people surrounding the area where his sister, the undignified body of his sister was found. I hope I'm audible today. His undignified body of the sister was found. So yeah, when he got to the crime scene, he also wafunga. So he made like a blood covenant in a way, because he took a blood and basically said, this blood was not spilled for Jay, you know. So it's unfortunate I don't have updates. I tried getting updates to see what's happening to these boys, you know. But yeah, I took the blood, did a little speaking with his mouth. Remember what we spoke about when we spoke about the language of God? But yeah, spoke a couple of things, and yeah, I hope those things are happening to these kids. But yeah, let's get into the fateful day now in February. But yeah, she was given a very dignified send-off, because yeah, like I said, she was in Banyana Banyana. She was an activist as well in the queer spaces. So for people who don't know her, so it's a very well-reported crime, because in the queer activism space, there's other organizations. They even have like a top printed. They even have an annual lecture. There's an annual lecture, Eudy Simelane, where it further, I guess, educates people of such crimes. So she was one of the first reported victims of corrective dlwenguling, yeah, to avoid being banned. Corrective dlwenguling, and these kids were also the first ones convicted of corrective dlwenguling in SA. So let's get into that day, yeah, the sentencing. It was Thato Mputi, he was 23, Themba Mvubu, 24, and then the other two who were later acquitted of these crimes, Kumbulani Magagula, who was 22, and Johannes Mahlangu, who was 18, children. But yeah, they were acquitted because Thato Mputi decided, born again now, he's serving God, so he wants to come out with the truth. And so this is what got these two kids acquitted. So they were gonna be detained or arrested or convicted for their involvement, I guess, or being present, being an accessory to murder and robbery. But yeah, anyway, so these two were acquitted, and the two that got arrested from these people, because there's also a 16-year-old whose name is not mentioned because obviously they were minor, but was a sibling to one of these, the other boys, the three boys. And yeah, so he did also give an eyewitness account of, no, they dragged her body, this is what happened. And obviously when this was happening, you did recognize one of them, because yeah, she was known as Styles Styles because she was left-handed. So I think historically, those who do know soccer, there's probably some soccer player named Styles, I don't know. But yeah, in her consciousness in this attack, she called one of these boys by name, then that's when they decided, evidence. So, which puzzles me, because one of these kids literally said he's not sorry. If you're not sorry, you would not be running. You would take your time. You would take your crime and be detained, you know. And if you're smiling and, you know, at being pleasant over receiving a life sentence, then yeah, then you're a BSR, basically. You're a BSR, because then you wouldn't have run, you wouldn't have hidden, you wouldn't have wanted to, you know. So I really want to know what's happening with them. Do they understand now that they're mature, now that do they understand the magnitude of what they did, you know? And especially as a person wa malawarona, like, life is so sacred, and for you to just say I'm not sorry, yeah. Anyway, so Tatom Puti, the one who confessed, who pleaded guilty, I think the one that probably outed the other one, his other friend, he got 32 years behind bars. Yeah, 32 years. I'm sure it'll fail very soon, because this was in 2009 when the sentencing was happening, 2009 of Feb. And then this was in the Delmas court. Vubu, the 24-year-old, he was sentenced down 20 years for the murder or accessory to murder, and then another 15 years for robbery, because remember, Naberi, the guitar styles Eudy on the next day. Yeah, so I always wondered what happens if, like, when they steal our shoes off the line, or when we're doing our laundry, like isn't it weird? But yeah, I think, yeah, I'm just a bit, yeah, I don't like sharing, especially strangers' DNA. Anyway, yeah, so that is what happened to our queen, Eudy Simelane. But her mother, before passing away in 2019, which is what, recently, a couple of years ago, 3-4 years ago, yeah, she was heading this activism and also enlightening people in her faith base, the Methodist Church, KwaThema, with the help of Eudy Simelane. So with the memorial and stuff, it was very welcoming also to the LGBTQIA+ community. But I think then they still categorized it as gay and the lesbians. But he would literally say, no, you're welcome, which got cheers. Imagine we're cheering for something that should just be human dignity. But yeah, that Eudy Simelane has been helping and creating awareness and just love. And I think you can feel the communal relations that they have in this township, KwaThema. You know, it might be like very huge, but it sounds like, you know what, we want to protect each other, we want to love each other, because literally they're like, when these people are out, we don't want them as part of our community, because you don't commit such heinous crimes and then wanna reach out in the community, I guess, especially when no remorse was seen, you know. But I hope, because they'll be older, because lima Jack Roller, yeah, some of them do regret it now. But yeah, hopefully we'll have, I don't know, better resources. We'll have a where are they now to these rubbishes. But yeah, that is what I have today for this delayed episode. I hope we're still okay with this on a Tuesday, because yeah, Mondays, especially now in the season, yeah, they become a bit taxing sometimes. Yeah, especially, yeah, let's not, yeah, that you did not get the episode from Bani, and yeah, I'm getting it today. But happy today, take care of each other, love each other, respect each other. Don't go and be a stupid criminal just to correct somebody, you know. Let's love each other, let's respect each other. And yeah, happy today. See you on later on's episode, which will also be linked to this not theme, but yeah, you get me. So yeah, happy today. See you guys later around 3:03 in the afternoon.